Hello, I'm Lorna and I'm from Scotland. Today I want to read you a story. It's called Hope, Where Are You? Hope, Where Are You? A story by Armand Doucette, Elisa Guerra, and illustrated by Anna Rugu. Schools closed. This is Mulu's story. Mulu is from Africa.
I miss everything about school, even the 2 hour walk to get there. I spend my days helping my mother while my sisters play. Staying busy keeps my mind off my hunger. I listen to school lessons on the radio when my dad is not home. Today I overheard my father saying that he might not let me go back to school. My older sister was married at 12. I'm just 11. I have dreams of becoming a teacher. I need to go back to school. I'm worried about my younger sisters. I'm scared for myself. My teacher Amina comes to my house with two men I have never seen. They bring with them a box of food for our family. My mum takes me and my sisters outside to get water. She says, "Let's stay out here for a little while. They need to speak with your dad." The three spend a long time talking to my father. I wonder what they are talking about. Dad pulls me aside to tell me. "I have decided that you will be returning to school," he continues. "Can I see you teach some math to your sisters?" I'm quite excited as I explain the wonders of numbers to my sisters. Even my mum and dad decide to participate. I believe I will become a teacher. Finding that warm and fuzzy feeling inside, I eat my piece of chapati and dream about my future. This is Nico. He's from Oceania. We moved last weekend into a house in the country and I feel lonely. I love the city, the energy, the people, but now everything has suddenly shut down. I won't be able to go to school and make new friends. My older brother Cowrie is helping my parents unpack. I was done with my room pretty fast. I don't have much. We move quite often, wherever Dad can find work. So I got rid of everything apart from my tools because I love to tinker and my rugby ball. In the backyard, all I see is rolling hills and moving boxes. Nothing else in sight. I feel invisible. I'm not myself. Why don't you build something with your tools? Cowrie believes we are happiest when we are building with our own hands. My brother is right. I cut and rearrange the cardboard boxes to build my old neighbourhood, and then I use markers to draw the people I miss so much. I imagine what they are feeling in lockdown. I put old rusty cans all over my cardboard world and draw germs on them. "Ah, that's a good idea," said Cowrie again. He joins me with my rugby ball. "Let's do something about these germs." I start throwing my ball to knock them down. I feel empowered. I imagine myself defeating the germs to free my friends in our old neighbourhood. "This is brilliant," says Cowrie. He pulls out his phone and sends pictures of my game to our old friends. They want to play as well. We create a chat group to share our best throws. Laughing hard, I say, "Everybody needs to do this. It feels so good." "It feels even better because we are doing it with friends," says Cowrie. I realise I'm not alone. I feel like myself. Finding that warm and fuzzy feeling, I create a video challenging more friends and former classmates to join our game. This is Kate. She's from North America. My brothers are doing homework. Mum is teaching her high school classes. Everybody is staring at screens. I am bored, bored, bored. I try to follow my classes on the computer. It's hard. I miss playing outside with my friends and I miss dancing. It feels like my skin is crawling and I'm antsy. I wish time would go faster. Maybe I can speed it up if I run really fast. Oops, I disturbed everyone again. "Just stop moving," screams Mikey. And, not again," yells Peter. I'm getting on everyone's nerves. I'm not myself. "Kate, could you try to read quietly for a while?" I sit still for 2 minutes and my legs start twitching. I'm ready to burst out. I'm going to get into trouble again. All of a sudden the phone rings. I run and answer. It's Mrs. Robinson, who inquires, "How are you, Kate?" I sneak underneath the table with tears welling in my eyes. I whisper, "I'm being bad. I can't sit still." Mrs. Robinson reminds me that at school we use yoga to calm down in the morning. She suggests that I practice when waking up and promises to send her videos to Mum. A week later, I am leading my family through Mrs. Robinson's yoga. I'm finishing with the tree pose. I'm really good at this. Even my brothers can see it. "Thank you, Kate," Mum says. "What a wonderful way to start the day. I feel helpful. I feel wanted. I feel like myself. Finding that warm and fuzzy feeling keeps me calm and focused all day." This is Bo, and he's from Asia. My parents are both doctors. They are needed at the hospital, so my aunt is staying with me. When she arrived, I refused to say goodbye to my parents and hid in my room. Now I miss them. I miss the experiments that we do together, tinkering and 3D printing. My aunt only loves to watch television. I'm ashamed of myself. When my aunt spoke to my parents today, I spied a nasty rash on my mum and dad's faces. They are wearing medical masks all the time. I wish I could help them somehow. I have always loved science and technology, so I enjoy the virtual classroom with Mr. Chun. His lessons are the highlight of my day and the only time I feel like myself. But today I am quiet when he proposes a project. My friend Jin realises something is wrong. I would usually be excited. He calls me after class and asks, "How are things going, Bo?" I confess my behaviour and worries for my parents. I wonder how I can help. "You still have that 3D printer at home?" asks Jin. "Why don't we use it for the project?" Mum and Dad call. I answer. "Look, Bo," she says, as they model the brand new headpieces that Jin and I collaborated to design and 3D print for them. Dad asks, "Do you think you and Jin can make some for our doctor and nurse friends?" With pride, I answer, "Of course." Mum and Dad are beaming. I am very busy, feeling more like myself. Finding that warm and fuzzy feeling, I get ready to start 3D printing more headpieces. This is Gabby from Latin America. We are home all the time. It is not easy. I try to keep up with distance learning as my teacher calls our lessons on the computer, but sometimes I get distracted. Nico and Philippe, my little twin brothers, cry a lot. It drives Papi nuts. He gets angry and yells at Mama. I hate it when this happens. Mama says that Papi is worried about his business. She tries to comfort me with, "Everything will go back to normal and we will be fine once this is over." I hope she's right. My family is not itself anymore. The next day I'm distracted when my grandfather calls. I'm fearful he will hear Nico and Philippe crying and Papi's loud voice in the background. Grandpa asked, "What's wrong, Gabby?" I can't stop myself. I tell him that my parents are stressed and fighting a lot. The twins cry constantly. I don't bake with my dad anymore. I miss the smell. I miss walking under the jacaranda trees with him while I share my school stories and eat our freshly baked cookies. Grandfather says, "Gabby, I have an idea for your class project. Why don't we write the story of how these days have been for you? I'll help you with your writing and you can do the drawings." Your grandfather called, Mama says. She hugs me and whispers, "Your dad and I would love to see your story." I finish reading it to them and they sit in silence. Papi leans over to Mama and says, "I'm sorry," and gives her a big hug. He turns to me with a large smile on his face. "Gabby, why don't we bake cookies?" Singing and baking, I feel like myself again. Finding that warm and fuzzy feeling, I decide to share my story with my teacher and classmates in my next lesson. This is Alessandro and he's from Europe. It's been a couple of weeks since we started learning from home. My teacher made sure I brought my books and things home, including my violin, before the school closed. It's been hard. Grandma has been very sick. I can see my parents are worried. I'm worried as well. We can't talk or visit Grandma. I'm very sad. I'm struggling to express my feelings and don't want to bother my parents. We live in a small apartment, but I still feel very alone. I'm not myself. We get the phone call that Grandma is gone. Just like that. I didn't get to say goodbye. Mrs. Rossi, our next door neighbour, calls. I heard the news, Alessandro. I'm so sorry. I stay quiet, not sure what to say. Mrs. Rossi continues. Don't forget your violin, Alessandro. In these times, you can express yourself through your music. I mumble a thank you for the call and hang up. I look at my violin for a long time and finally pick it up. Playing, I start to feel relief as the tears roll down my cheeks. My parents are watching me, smiling. My parents tell me that Grandma always loved to hear music and that I should go out on our balcony and play for the sky. I step out early evening and start playing. To my surprise, other neighbours come out and play their instruments, and people began to sing. I feel like myself again, finding that warm, fuzzy feeling. I hope Grandma can hear my music.
I really hope that you enjoyed hearing the story as much as I enjoyed reading it to you. You can download the book for free at www.HopeWhereAreYou.com. Parents and carers and other key adults in children's lives can also find resources on the website to use the story to support children during the current times. Together, we will find hope.